meditation. Prabhu especially. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giridharadhari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande. So Hare Krishna, it's so nice to see you all. Today is a momentous day. Because yesterday we concluded the study of first canto of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, and we are on verge of beginning the second canto of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Let's pay our respects to the Guru Parampara, the disciplic succession, and all the Vaishnavas, and seek their blessings so that we may be able to do some justice in glorification of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Sridhar Goswami was the foremost commentator of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. When he is beginning to write commentary, then he says that, where am I, puny, minute, unintelligent living being? And where is Srīmad Bhāgavatam, so vast and deep in its meaning, full of nectarian realizations? But as Lord Krishna in his incarnation as Kurma lifted the Mandara mountain on his back, similarly I pray to Supreme Lord Krishna that he lift my intelligence so that I can make something worthwhile out of this Srīmad Bhāgavatam. So in a similar way, I pray to all the assembled Vaishnavas, senior devotees, Srila Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, Supreme Lord Shri Shri Radhagiri Govardhandhari, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani, Shri Shri Gaurani Thai, that please bless so that we may together be able to glorify Krishna through Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaryam Radhati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahakana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sargadha Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhuter Mahadhir Yahima Puro Vibhu Nirmaya Shete Yadabhushu Purusha Bhunte Gunan Shodashatmaka Solang Krisishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam Satata Pibatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Panthanam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam. So in Padma Purana it is mentioned that in glorification of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, there Bhakti Devi forecasts that in Kali Yuga, Srīmad Bhāgavatam will be carried to Paschyata Desha, meaning the Western countries. And we know for the fact that Srila Prabhupada in his trunk carried Srīmad Bhāgavatam with his 3 cantos from India to America. And as he was going in the ship, he was meditating that I'm going to Western countries where everyone is so fallen. There is no Vedic culture. Everyone's yavana, amlesha, eating meat, engaging in all kinds of sinful activities. How will I ever be able to penetrate and change their hearts? Although I've been given the name Bhakti Vedanta, I don't have bhakti, devotion, and I don't have knowledge. No, I don't know the conclusion of Vedas. So how will I able to penetrate their hearts and give the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about devotion to Shri Radha and Krishna? And then in that poem, Srila Prabhupada writes that if I'm able to touch their hearts at all, it will be through Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And it's quite unprecedented. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen in any of the Vaishnava songs or bhajan direct quotations from scriptures that verses are being written. But Srila Prabhupada does that, and he quotes the 5 verses from Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And those verses, let's have a brief look at them. But before that, of course, we pay our respectful obeisances through the ways of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, to the author, to Goddess of Learning, Mother Saraswati, to supermost human being, Nara Narayana Rishi, and this very Srīmad Bhāgavatam, which is the means of conquest. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam mudirayet. So yesterday when His Grace Ikshwaku Prabhu was speaking on the matchless gift, the store that Prabhupada saw in downtown New York, and he wanted to just get it. And matchless gift, he went on to describe, is basically something which is sublime. Matchless means there is no comparison. And in reality, if we really look, that Srila Prabhupada has given us wealth in form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra through the basis of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And this is the greatest gift. So, we mostly who are second and third generation of ISKCON movement, we haven't really seen Srila Prabhupada. I've been told I've seen Srila Prabhupada, but I can't remember. I was only 3 years of age. But somehow or the other, if we can enter into the pages of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, then actually we can see Srila Prabhupada there. And many, many Srila Prabhupada disciples have said this, that yes, we saw Srila Prabhupada, we saved him, we saved his vapu, his body, but actually when we enter Srīmad Bhāgavatam and read the transcendental purports that Srila Prabhupada has given, the bhavartha, bhava means emotions, and artha means of value. So these emotions that Srila Prabhupada has put in Srīmad Bhāgavatam, in the word-to-word translations, synonyms, and then in the purport are the transcendental ecstasies of Srila Prabhupada's realization. And Srīmad Bhāgavatam, tato jayam mudirayet, is the very means of conquest. So if we really want to be victorious in our own life, then Srīmad Bhāgavatam shelter is essential. Without Srīmad Bhāgavatam, actually nothing can exist, nothing can be achieved. And Srila Prabhupada was very confident about this fact. When he was sitting on a park in New York on a bench, and a black African bus conductor came and sat near Srila Prabhupada, and they struck a conversation going. And Srila Prabhupada started telling him that yes, I'm coming from India and I have got something important to give to the world. And since America at that time was in the forefront, regarded as a world power, then I thought if I come here, start here, and I'm successful here, then this message of Krishna consciousness, love of Godhead, that each and every living soul is yearning for. This is what we are hungry for, but we don't know. But when we come across this great wealth of love in form of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, pramanam amalam. Srīmad Bhāgavatam itself is the proof, the spotless proof of prema pumartho mahan, the unadulterated, unmotivated, and uninterrupted flow of love towards Sri Radha Krishna, where Lord Shri Krishna, Brajesha Tanaya, the son of Nanda Maharaj, is the supreme worshipable Lord. And the Vraja Gopis, Vraja Vadhukas, are the perfect example of service to Sri Krishna. And Srīmad Bhāgavatam is the proof, sublime proof of that. So Srila Prabhupada was saying that I see many, many temples. I see many, many devotees. I see Supreme Lord being worshipped in awe and reverence. And throughout the world this is happening. And then Srila Prabhupada said, only time is separating all this. Only time is separating. So we have to call out in this mood. Yes, illusory energy of Krishna will be defeated. Maya will be overcome. Our bad habits, sins will be destroyed because we have faith in Srila Prabhupada, we have faith in Srīmad Bhāgavatam, and we have faith in chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is known as Tato Jayam Mudirayet. The Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Jayam is the very means of conquest. Srīmad Bhāgavatam will conquer everything. And it has been my personal experience as well, that yes, when we are with Srīmad Bhāgavatam, then nothing can actually touch us. Actually, the foundation of this place is Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Every day we are reading Srīmad Bhāgavatam from 6:30 to 7 a.m. in the morning over Zoom, and then on Sunday we assemble here. But in due course of time, this place will be packed in the mornings with devotees hearing Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Yesterday, Ikshvaku Prabhu also said the same thing. He came after 1.5 years, I think, and he saw the devotees, he saw the new people, he saw the deities, and he was saying that I always knew this place will grow because the mood here is centered around devotional service. And Bhagavatam is the basis of that. Srīmad Bhāgavatam will give us life. Many a times I've told this story of my godbrother who was struck by a train. He wasn't a devotee at that time. He became paralyzed. His friend happened to be a devotee. And when his friend went to see him and kept going every day, this person was so despondent that what's the use? I was in the prime of my youth, a successful solicitor, barrister, and now I'm just a vegetable. From neck down, fully paralyzed. Said, please give me a gun, I just want to kill myself. But the devotee friend brought him Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And he said, you please, I don't have a gun, you please read Srīmad Bhāgavatam. and he started reading Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And when he started reading Srīmad Bhāgavatam, it's not astonishing that whatever his bodily pangs were, they did not disappear, but he became oblivious to it. He became free from experience of those pangs, and he had relief. I had a similar experience with one devotee in Sydney. They had come from India, and the Prabhu was very well qualified. He was a professor in physics, and he was an expert astrologer. In his astrological charts, he saw in India that bad time is coming. So he said, oh, Australia is the land free from troubles. From far, it's glittering like gold. Nice medical system, everything. So he said, I'll come to Australia and everything, I'll be able to counteract it. Came to Australia, he was so qualified that he could not find any job here. He was filling whole supermarket shelves. And then his wife started having this problem of body that bone was growing on the jaw. And she could not chew. She stopped speaking as well. So the doctor said, we have to do operation and cut the bone. Just imagine how painful that would be of the jaw. And the recovery also would take so long. And I used to go there and preach. And I told, okay, Maji, you keep reciting Gajendra Moksha prayers. Because in Srīmad Bhāgavatam it is said, when Gajendra was in bodily difficulty, then he recited and offered these prayers. And it is said that whoever is going through bodily difficulty, if they sing these prayers by Gajendra, which he offered to Krishna, then they will feel relief. So when the operation happened and we went to see them, and then Mataji was giving her realization that, Prabhu, it is so painful, so painful. And even when my husband comes and asks me, how are you? I feel so angry at him. I'm so much in pain and you're asking me, how are you? But when I hear Gajendra Moksha prayers, the sound vibration of these shlokas, I feel relief. This is the only relief that I am getting. So Srīmad Bhāgavatam is described as also Aushati. Nivritta tarshayir upagīyamanam bhavaushadad shotra manobhiramad. Bhavaushadad. From the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease, this is the right medicine which will deliver us. And it's no understatement. So that lawyer who was completely paralyzed, he became so absorbed in Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And then when my Guru Maharaj came to know about him, there was no translation of Srīmad Bhāgavatam in the Malayalam language in Trivandrum. So he said, he instructed him, initiated him. Your name today, from today, is Anadi Nidanam Krishnadas. So there is a verse in Srīmad Bhāgavatam which Parikshit Maharaj says at the conclusion. Please repeat. Siddhosmi anugrihitosmi. So he says, Siddhosmi, I've gained perfection. There's a bit of pride there, I've gained perfection. But then he says, no, it is due to you. Therefore, I express my gratitude to you. Anugrihitosmi. Siddhosmi anugrihitosmi. Bhavata karunatmakaha. Your good self has been very merciful to me. Karunatmakaha. So, in our case, that good self is Srila Prabhupada, because he has painstakingly taken time to translate this Srīmad Bhāgavatam from Sanskrit to English, word to word. He used to wake up at 1 o'clock at night and translate Srīmad Bhāgavatam. I've told this story many, many times, but it's worthwhile hearing that when Srila Prabhupada was in Fiji, he was staying at Jagannath Prabhu's place. At that time, Jagannath Prabhu was not a devotee. And devotees were having meeting of the groundbreaking ceremony of Krishna Kalya temple. And so meeting was going on till 11:30 at night time. Then Srila Prabhupada and devotees went to rest. But at 1 o'clock, Jagannath Prabhu heard that Prabhupada is calling someone and no one is going to attend. So he thought, everyone is asleep, let me go and attend. So he went to Srila Prabhupada's room, knocked on the door, and Prabhupada said, yes. He opened the door slightly and he saw Srila Prabhupada with his thick black framed glasses on, with a dictaphone and Srīmad Bhāgavatam spread over the desk, and he's translating Srīmad Bhāgavatam, and that voice was of that. So this person, Jagannath Prabhu, his formerly name was Jagjivan, he actually did not believe in sadhus because he saw many, many bogus sadhus. But when he saw Srila Prabhupada like this, translating Srīmad Bhāgavatam, then he said within himself, he later told me, that this is an honest, genuine sadhu. And so Srila Prabhupada used to wake up from 1 o'clock in the morning to translate Srīmad Bhāgavatam so we could have it. And when Srila Prabhupada was translating and having the manuscripts ready, the disciples were not able to keep up with printing. So Srila Prabhupada said, this is not good enough. I'm doing so much labor. I want to get this out there, because sense of urgency was there. Prabhupada was always cognizant of this fact. I don't have much time. I have to give this to everyone. And someone said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, impossible. Can't do it. And Prabhupada said that famous phrase, the word impossible is in the dictionary of fools. The disciples then said, what to do now? So then they derived a plan. Okay, this is how we'll work 24 hours, a day, throughout the night, to print these books. And when Prabhupada used to receive these books, he used to open it up and he used to read it as if he's reading for the first time. And he would be shaking his head in amazement that I haven't written this. Krishna has made me write this. Krishna has written this through me. So when we submit to Supreme Lord Krishna, then he can empower us to be an instrument. And Srila Prabhupada is the foremost of instrument. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also it is forecast that Prithvi Achaya Nagar Adigram Sarvatra Prachara Ho Brahmaranam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, throughout the whole world, in every town and village, my names will be glorified. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, agreed and made that forecast. Soon a great personality will appear and who will spread this mission of Lord Chaitanya. And Srīmad Bhāgavatam is the grantha, the scripture through which all this was done, all this is happening, and all this will continue to happen. Srīmad Bhāgavatam is eternal. Tato jayam mudirayet, it's the very means of conquest. Now that person, he started translating from English to Malayalam language, Srīmad Bhāgavatam, and he became so absorbed in it. Previously, he was by himself, just family members, elderly parents to look after. But when the devotees saw that he is trying so hard and he's always with Bhagavatam, then everyone came to help him. save him. To this day, there is my godbrother, Ananda Krishna Prabhu. He's a young boy, and he from young age saw him and he immediately became attracted to him, and he started saving him, taking care of all the morning routine, cleaning him, bathing him, and to this day, when we meet him and we ask something about Ananda Krishna Prabhu, immediately tears come from his eyes. So this person who wanted to die did not have any hope of living. He was in a vegetable state. But Srīmad Bhāgavatam gave him a sense of purpose which was much greater than his so-called physical condition. So Srīmad Bhāgavatam is that scripture which will give us a purpose which is much, much higher than what at present mundanely we may be aspiring for. People out there, what do they want? Young children, they want to play sport. With older, younger children, they want romance. Bit older than that, they want success in career. They want to have a house. Bit older than that, they want to be mortgage free. Bit older than that, they want freedom, financial freedom. And then that bit older than that, they become worried. What will happen to me now? Death is approaching. Vriddha stavat chinta sakta. As we become vriddha, old, fear consumes us. Because we know the body is not coping. What will happen to me when I die? But when we enter the pages of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, we become fearless. Because Srīmad Bhāgavatam gives a purpose which is much greater than this puny life itself. Like yesterday Prabhu was explaining, the friend had passed away, and their friend who had joined Hare Krishna, when they went to see him in the temple, and they gave him the news, oh, our friend has passed away. And then he said, no, he has not passed away. So what? Please have some respect, he passed away. No, he's not passed away. Got the Bhagavad Gita out and read that famous verse, 2:13. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe Kaumaram yauvanam jara Tatha dehantara prapti Dhiras tatranam huyati. No, he's not passed. As from child to boyhood, to youth, to old age, the same soul goes. After the change of body, the soul has moved on to another body. So, Srīmad Bhāgavatam practically gives us a higher view of the world. It is said, Trini Kritya Jagat Sarvam. At the moment, when Srīmad Bhāgavatam is not with us, everything seems very, dramatic in our life. Now, what will happen? My house, my wife, my children, my job, this. What will happen? But Srīmad Bhāgavatam is like an aeroplane which lifts us and takes us higher and higher. And from higher, when we look down, Trini Kritya Jagat Sarvam, everything becomes insignificant. Teeny mini, everything becomes teeny mini. Rajate Sakalopari. And whatever is there which appears significant is Krishna, is Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Chidananda Mayam Rupam. Because this Srīmad Bhāgavatam is Krishna himself. There is nothing, apart from this. In Padma Purana, there is described that the Lord Krishna has 4 major bodily limbs, and Srīmad Bhāgavatam has 12 cantos. So there it is described. Please repeat. It's a nice phrase. Pado yadiyo prathama dvitiyo. So 2 lotus feet of Krishna, Pado dvitiyo. They are the first and the second canto of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. So just imagine, we have been touching the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Krishna just by hearing Bhagavatam. Because by sound of these verses which enter our ears, we are actually touching the Lord. Sparshanti. Brahmaji mentions in Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Yetu tvadiya charanam bhujakosha gandham. That, O Krishna, Yetu tvadiya charanam bhuja. On Krishna's lotus feet, there is a kosha gandham. It smells very nicely. It's strewn with saffron massive particles. So how can we have access to that? So he says, Jigranti karna vivareshu tivatanitam. That when the air of Vedic sound, the sound vibration carries the aroma, the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna when a devotee speaks. Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yato anvayati taratas. Shartheshva abhigna swarat. Tene brahma hidaya adikavaye. Muhyanti yat surayaha. Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo. Yatra trisargo amrisha. Bhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam. Satyam param dhimahi. Translation by His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. O my Lord, Shri Krishna, Son of Vasudeva, all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. This is the beginning of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Srila Vyasadeva is introducing Krishna. This is Mr. Krishna. How? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. These are the first words of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. That means the Srīmad Bhāgavatam is about Krishna. And then he tells everything about Krishna. Janmadhyasya yato anvayati taratas. That he is the primeval cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, ultimately. And he is cognizant. Cognizant means he is knowing everything of and about his creation. Because he's everywhere and all the time. Vasudeva means he's Vasa. His presence is everywhere. He's omnipresent. And at the same time, he is omnipotent. And he is Swarat. He is independent. All truths that we know of, but if it's not in relation to Krishna, is dependent truth. Like we are existing here, Muchkunda Prabhu is here, is a relative truth. Why? Because if Krishna withdraws oxygen, we won't be here. We depend on oxygen. But Krishna does not depend on oxygen. He is the supplier of oxygen. Very simple. He is the absolute supreme truth. Satyam Param. There is no truth equal to him. There is no truth greater than him. And Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. He first told Brahmaji Adi Kavaye this knowledge, Brahma Gyan. And Krishna even puts demigods into illusion. Muyanti Yat Surya. So therefore we see in Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Krishna only doesn't defeat the demons. Krishna defeats the demigods as well. Brahmaji, Brahma Vimoha Lila. Brahmaji, he is the Adideva of intelligence. Brahmaji's body is made of intelligence. But Brahmaji says, "Oh Krishna," some people say that they know you. Let them say so. As far as I know, I don't even know one speck of the dust of your lotus feet. Brahmaji, when his pride is destroyed, when Krishna expands himself into as many cowhead boys and calves, then Brahmaji's intelligence becomes baffled. Although he is 10% intelligence. This mundane intelligence will not do. One cannot just pick up Srīmad Bhāgavatam and read like that. No. Nashtaprayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Of the Bhagavata devotee, person Bhagavata and the book Bhagavata, service to both have to be done. Because the person Bhagavata, Srila Prabhupada, and the book Bhagavata, Srīmad Bhāgavatam, they will make themselves accessible. Not accessible only, but Bhagavatam talks back to us. Because Bhagavatam is Krishna, as we were mentioning. Pado yadiyo Prathama dvitiyo Tritiya turyo Katito yad uru. So uru means thighs. So Krishna's left thigh and right thigh are the third and the fourth canto of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Nabhistatha Panchameva Sashto Bhujantaram Dor Yugalam Tathanyo. So the fifth canto is his navel. Just meditate on how the navel of Krishna is. Kunti Maharani says, what does she say? Namaha Pankajanabhaya. So Krishna's abdomen has a lotus-like depression. And see how his abdomen is. From his belly, he can satisfy the whole universe. Draupadi offered, just a grain of rice, a grain of spinach. And with that, those 10,000 disciples of Durvasa Muni who were out there, they felt fully satisfied. So when we have a darshan of Krishna's belly, it's not an ordinary belly. The whole universe, the shelter of the whole universe. Namaha Pankajanaಭಾಯ Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangrihe. And then his chest and the 7th and 8th cantos are his arms. The 6th canto is his chest. And Krishna's chest is broad like. Bhagavatam mentions that when Krishna is going into the wrestling arena of Kamsa, then at first Kamsa sends the intoxicated elephant Kuvalya Pida to attack Krishna and kill Krishna. But Krishna very courageously, he climbs on the elephant and he hits the elephant right on the head, and the elephant falls down. Then Krishna takes the tusk of the elephant out, one tusk, the other tusk, Balram takes it out, and Bhagavatam describes Krishna puts it on his broad shoulders, and a bit of blood is dropping from the tusk of elephant Kuvalya Pida. And in this way, Krishna enters the wrestling arena of the Kamsa. And there different people see Krishna in different way. So similarly, we also may see Krishna in different way through pages of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, depending on our disposition. What motive we come up with. I remember when I was doing Bhagavatam installation at one place, and I said, of course, the second verse of Srīmad Bhāgavatam says that Dharmaha projita kaitavo atra paramo, that this Srīmad Bhāgavatam rejects all religious principles which are materially motivated, like a commercial dealing. Oh Lord, I'll give you this, you give me that. Always allowed in that. So Srīmad Bhāgavatam rejects it. Everything materially motivated. Then that actually wipes out 99.9% of the audience. Why? You can't get anything from here. Why should I come here? But then, like Prabhupada said, I'm very tricky. Srīmad Bhāgavatam is Krishna. So Krishna is also tricky. Srīmad Bhāgavatam is tricky. In the very next verse, Vyasadeva then says, Nigam kalpataror Galitam phalam Shukha mukhadamrita Drava samyutam Pibata bhagavatam Rasam malayam Muhur aho rasika Bhuvi bhavuka. So he says, Nigam kalpataror. Nigama means the Vedas. And kalpa means desire. So it is the desire tree of all Vedic literatures. Anything that we desire, guess what? Srīmad Bhāgavatam can deliver. So immediately, Vyasadeva says, hang on, don't go away. It's like, someone was telling me yesterday, that yesterday's Bhagavatam class, Mataji was speaking on her experiences, on how she is able to, fit in her time with studying Srīmad Bhāgavatam and not waste time, be careful about it, wake up early in the morning, do Mangal Arati, even when family responsibilities are there, go to drop kids off to school, and then, when to their various extracurricular activities. But when they are in the extracurricular activities, we have she has time. So study of, whatever cause, Bhakti, Vaibhav or Bhakti Shastri, so we do all that. We can study. See, we have to steal time. Our Guru Maharaj said this. We have to steal time. There will not be time. We have to steal time for Krishna. Krishna is time. And Krishna is a thief. We also have to become like him. And the most important thing we have to steal is time. Devotees sometimes ask, I'm sure devotees ask Sakirai Prabhu as well, Prabhu, where do you get time for all these things? And we see devotees, they don't lack anything. Everyone here, I know, is a success in their own field, materially speaking. So there is no lacking. But yes, the devotees are expert in stealing time and utilizing time for Krishna. And then Sakirai Prabhu also commented after that yes, as a congregation we should get together and discuss these things on how devotees, they can plan their lives and give importance to Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Because there's one rule that, I have tried sincerely to follow. Although I am rascal number one, the standard, I don't have nothing, I have. But somehow or the other, I have tried to put Krishna first. Even though I am not able to do it. But still, put Krishna first. And even though I'm not able to do it, just by doing that, everything wonderful has happened. I remember in Sydney, I got a very nice job. It was a good increment, $50,000, straight jump from one job to another, a good pay. But then they were expecting me to work 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And at that time, Purna Kushal was expecting Mukund, and I was coming home so late. My chanting was out the door, reading of Bhagavatam was out the window, or starting 7 o'clock in the morning, and by the time I used to get home, it would be 11:30 at night. And after 1 month, I said, no, this cannot go on. And after 2 months, I said, no. Even though I did not have any other job, I said, Krishna, please, you look after. I'm resigning. I just resigned. And within 1 month, I got another job. And that job, the pay was even less than the job I had left to take this bigger job. But I happily took it. And I had a lot of time for other things. But was there any loss? Actually, there was gain. This is mystery of Bhagavatam. We may think, like Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, that if all the books in the world are burnt, and if this one book remains, there will be no loss. It's no understatement, Prabhuji and Mataji's. Just Shrinvatam Shraddhaya Nityam. This is what Parikshit Maharaj says. This is the best listener of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. That we have to have this faith, Shrinvatam, listen with faith. No, if we have Srīmad Bhāgavatam with us, if we have Krishna with us, and we put Srīmad Bhāgavatam first, we put Krishna first, we put chanting of our Mahamantra first, as soon as we wake up, immediately, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Because Srīmad Bhāgavatam itself says, the last verse of Srīmad Bhāgavatam says, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam. Just by doing the Nama Sankirtana of the Lord, all the sins are destroyed. Pranama Dukkha Shamanaham Tamanamami Maniparam. Just by bowing down before Krishna, all the miseries of the mind is completely destroyed. Everything will be alright. We don't need to give any other considerations. Just imagine, Prabhupada with how many rupees went to America? 40? And where have you had of a 40 rupee investment, 10 into so many, 108 temples of so much value. It is priceless. This devotional service is amulya. Amulya means there is no price. It is not comparable to anything material. Therefore, Rupa Goswami says that if you can get it somewhere, you should just get it. Tatra laulyam molyam ekalam koti janma sukriti na labhyate. Only intense greed for hearing Srīmad Bhāgavatam or Krishna Bhakti is the price we have to pay. And if we want something really badly, no matter what will we do if we want something really badly? We will make time for it. We will make time for it. And believe me, Krishna will expand time. You will have time. Plenty of time you will have. The last excuse devotee should be saying, I don't have time. No, time is there. We are not utilizing it properly. But if you utilize it properly, Krishna will just expand time. That 1 hour of sleep will be equal to 5 hours of sleep. Yes. Because Krishna is fully potent. And when we are in sparsha with Krishna, we get that potency as well. And Srīmad Bhāgavatam gives us, and Dhruva Maharaj says that yantah praveshta mama vācam imam prasuktam sanjīvani akhila shakti dharaha swadhamna. That Krishna, you yourself has entered me. Yasvanta praveshta mama vācam. And you have made my words potent. Imam prasuktam. Before it was sleeping. We are sleeping, we are dead. But Krishna, Sanjivani, Akhila Shakti, Dhara Swadhamna, that Krishna is like Sanjivani. Sanjivani is the reviving medicine. So Krishna revives us. And then whatever our senses, he says that Sanjivani, Akhila Shakti, Dhara Swadhamna. Does anyone remember that verse? Shravanadi, something like that. So he says, the sense of sensation, touch, the potency of hearing, and the very life itself. You pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. That you have, actually everything you have revived in me. So similarly, we are actually, without Bhagavatam and without Krishna, we are going towards death. Ayur harati vai pumsam. Ayur harati vai pumsam. Ayur harati vai pumsam. Ayur means age. Harati means takes away. Vai, certainly, pumsam, of the person. How? Udayan astam chayan naso. Udayan, the rising, astam, the setting of the sun is decreasing our duration of life. We are dying every moment. Every second, Gajendra is certifying this. What is that verse? Yakashanesho balinonta raga prachanda vegada vidhavato hiprisham. Krishna's force of time is prachanda, very powerful and forceful. Vegad, avidhavata prisham. And he's chasing us every minute and every second. This is how Prabhupada translates. Bhitam prapannam Those who are bhitam, fearful of this. See, two approaches people generally take. One, they ignore it. It's like an ostrich. See the problem? Bury the head in the ground. Because I don't see problem, then the problem is not there. But the problem, the line is there. Even the ostrich sees the line, puts the head under the ground. Just because ostrich, you all can experience this. At night time, when we wake up, then it's dark. No light is there. And so we are searching for the switch. I do this. I don't know whether, I'm just saying from my experience. But even though there is dark there, I still close my eyes and look for the switch. Does everyone do that or is it just me? Huh? Everyone does it? No, I'm probably a stranger. Huh? No, who does that? Raise up because some people do.
You don't have to disturb your sleep.
No, I don't know about that. Anyway, but it's dark anyway. But we are like, okay. So ostrich, the tiger is coming, the ostrich puts the head in the ground. I don't see the fear, there is no fear existing, no. So similarly, yes, death is there on the doorstep, every moment, every hour, it's there. But we, like an ostrich, oh no, don't talk about it, just ignore it. Then it will not exist. No, it is there. It is said, like a serpent, kala, span of time. In this way, evam grahesu saktanam pramattanam yadiha atyat kramat abhignataha. Atyat kramat, Prabhupada beautifully translate, the time imperceptibly. We cannot perceive it. Atya kramat, abhignata means imperceptibly. Atya kramat means insurmountable. So the time is insurmountable, and for a one who's ignoring it, it's imperceptible. Kalaha paramadustara. The serpent of time will just swallow us in due course of time. But the devotee is different, who takes shelter of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. For him, because he utilizes the time, he steals the time, and he gives that time back to Krishna through chanting, through Srīmad Bhāgavatam, then time for the devotee becomes a friend of devotee. And that devotee is actually waiting for the time of death. Because he knows that this becomes an opportunity to get promoted back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, the devotee says, Kalam pratikshan Vimada Vimatsaraha. These are 10 qualities of Narad Muni described. Narad Muni says that, and the last 3 he says that because I, recited the unlimited names, Namani Anantasya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So unlimited names of Krishna, Namani Anantasya. Hatatra Papathan, without caring for the formalities of the material world. What other people will think, what family members will think, we'll still chant. After most Sundays, after our morning breakfast, then His Grace Sakirai Prabhu takes the whole troop to the Mount Gravet markets to do Harinam Sankirtan there. And with dhoti, kurta, devotional dress, free from formalities of the material world. And people say, oh, these people are happy, they're talking nicely. This is the way. Guhyani Bhadrani. We don't know how this works. We can never know how Srīmad Bhāgavatam works. We can never know how the holy names of Krishna work. But Bhadrani, it works. It works. Kritani Chasmaran. So the activities of Krishna, Kritani, Chasmaran. Chasmaran means that we meditate on him. We meditate on the activities of Krishna. And we can, through pages of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, we see many, many nice activities of Krishna. So Padma Puran goes on to say, Kantastu Rajan Navamo Yadiyo Mukhar Vindam Dasamam Prafullam. The 9th canto is Krishna's throat. Krishna has a beautiful shaped throat. It is said in Damodar Leela, when Krishna is crying due to fear of Mother Yashoda, these 3 lines formed on his throat due to quick breathing. And the 10th canto is his blooming face. 10th canto of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Now, we see that in Srīmad Bhāgavatam, that the Brahmana's wives, they every day used to hear Krishna Katha. And so when the Krishna and Balram, along with his cowherd friends, they came to the border of Mathura and Vrindavan to deliver they were playing around, but the Brajavasis, they used to deliver milk products to these Brahmana's wives. And then the Brahmana's wife used to ask them, tell us about Krishna. We've heard about Krishna, that he is the hero, the Nayaka of Vraja. Bhaje Brajek Mandanam Samasta Papa Khandanam Subhakta Chitta Ranjanam Sadaiva Nandanandanam. That he is the Nayaka, the hero of Vrindavan. And then every day, Jai Shri Radha Giri Govindhari Ki, every day they used to hear Krishna Katha and they became absorbed in Krishna Katha. So similarly, if we make this point, we can steal half an hour and join in association of devotees hearing Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And then on Sunday, just come here together. Hear Srīmad Bhāgavatam, worship Srila Prabhupada, honor Prasadam together. Then what will happen that Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Dirgha Shruta Hritashyaha, that you may be, like we may be doing this now, okay, let's say. But guess what? We have been doing this for the last 2.5 years, every day. Most of us assemble here. So that half an hour multiplied by 2.5 years, 365 days times 2.5, how many hours it has become? You can calculate. And then on top of that, how many verses we have memorized. And because we have memorized those verses, then wherever we are going, we sometimes remember those verses. And our life then becomes practically 24 hours imbued with Srīmad Bhāgavatam, because we relate Srīmad Bhāgavatam to it. Even though we are going out for something very mundane. I remember when when Mukund was small, we went out to this Sea World in Gold Coast, and we started seeing the good dolphin shows, and there person was describing that dolphins are audio-visual creatures, meaning that they are trained through sound. So when the sound is tapped, then it reaches the brain of dolphins through their ears, but in the brain it gets transformed into visual form. And then the dolphins know what to do. Then I said, oh well, this is Bhagavatam. Because there is a verse in Bhagavatam which I could not understand how this happens. Brahmaji in that verse says that Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hit saroja ase srutikshita patho nanunatha pumsam. He says that the path of bhakti yoga that we are following is Shrutikshita. Shruta means hearing and Ikshita means seeing. So we see not through the eyes, we see through the channel of ears. So when the dolphin sound enters the ears, when it reaches its brain, it transforms into a form, visual. So similarly, these verses of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, they don't create, they are a form of Krishna. What is that verse? Chintamani Nama Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Vigraha means Krishna's form. These words of Srīmad Bhāgavatam are Krishna's form. And therefore Krishna just manifests through the sound vibration. So we see through hearing. This is the Bhakti Yoga way of seeing Krishna. One sannyasi I was recently hearing, he was saying our process is not chanting. And I was saying, oh, what? I thought our process is chanting. He said, our process is hearing. We chant, we hear. If we are chanting and we are not hearing, that means we are actually invited Krishna to our house and we have locked the door and gone to sleep. And Krishna is banging on the door. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And we are sleeping, we are not waking. No, attentive chanting means we are able to hear. So he says, Ase Srutikshita Patho Nanunatha Pumsam. That we see Krishna through the sound of this Vedic vibration. So the brothers, the fathers, the sons, they all try to stop them. They said, you can't go to take food for Krishna. Nishidhyamana, they said, forbidden. Patibhir, Pratubhir, Bandhubhir, Sute. However, Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Dirgha Shruta Dhritashaya. Because Bhagavati of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, Uttama Shloke means the best of selected verses that describe Krishna. In Srīmad Bhāgavatam, so many verses that describes Krishna. And in this pastime also we'll look and we'll conclude. That how was this possible? Dirgha Shruta. What does Dirgha mean? Long time. For a long time, they were hearing Krishna Katha. So just imagine this. Every day, half an hour, we steal. We adjust other things. Even if you have to work, do household work, doesn't matter. Put earphones on, turn on Zoom on your phone, and start hearing. And start making, but your attention should be in hearing, not on that other stuff. Other stuff, do it automatically. Attention should be in hearing. Even washing dishes, you don't need much attention there. You can easily put earphones on and hear classes and just wash nicely. That washing nicely will be such a sublime activity. And true, it is. That's a favorite pastimes for Prabhu. The wife becomes happy, oh, he's washing dishes. But it happens. That's why how devotees are able to do things. Hearing. So, dirgha shruta. So then, if we do it every day, then it will become, in 5 years' time, it will become a long time. Dhritashaya. Dhrita means you have held onto it very tightly, no matter what. No? 6:30, 10 minutes before 6:30, there is a message in WhatsApp from Vinod Prabhu without fail. Srīmad Bhāgavatam class, this was about to start. If we are extra vigilant, we quickly open Srīmad Bhāgavatam, open that verse and read it beforehand. And then have our own questions in mind, see how we can continue. Ashaya. Ashaya means then our hope for attaining Krishna, of having that higher mode. Yes, I want Krishna. Even though the circumstances, our past karma, our so-called friends, relatives, our body, everything is against it. Nishidhyamana. They forbade us that, no, you can't do this. But still, in the translation here is said, their hearing of Krishna's pastime for a long time, they directed their hope and expectations toward Krishna, and they won out in the end. So if you want to jayam means win, have victory over death and victory over all other circumstances, then this, we have to do it consistently and frequently, and as much as possible. As Sakira Prabhu says, as age increases, more and more time has to be devoted. Of course, we don't know when death will come, but now it has to be done as much as possible through this process of stealing time. And when they actually came to see Krishna, then very nicely in Srīmad Bhāgavatam it is described that how Shamam Hiranya Paradhim Vanamalya Paraha, that Krishna, he was Shamam, dark blue in complexion, and Hiranya Paradhim, and his garments were golden in color. Vanamalya Paraha. He was wearing a forest garland flower and he had peacock feather on his head. Dhatu Pravala Natavesham Anavratam se, and Dhatu Pravala. And Krishna was decorated with beautiful colored mineral buds. No, we have what we call that mala we offer to Krishna? Gunja. So Krishna said doesn't accept any other flowers if that flower is not there. Gunja mala. So natural minerals and decorated with forest flowers. And Natavesham, he is dressed like a dramatic dancer. So when Krishna walks, it's not like our walking. No, Krishna is, his walking is his dancing. And he's joyous. And that intoxication of walking with Krishna, all the cowhead boys also, everyone is swaying. Every word in spiritual world is a song, and every step is a dance. Just imagine, like how we are dancing during Kirtan, we can just dance throughout. Because such a joyous and happy environment in presence of Krishna it is. Vinyasta hastamitare nadhunanumajjam. And Krishna, what he was doing, his friend was standing, and Krishna had his right shoulder, right arm on the shoulder of his friend, and he had a flower, and he was twirling that flower with his fingers, abjam. Karno Palalaka kapolam khabjahasam. And Krishna's rich curly hair was coming down in his cheeks. Karno, through, like from the ear, lalata kapola, through the cheeks. Mukhabjahasam. And Krishna's face was decorated with smile, hasam. Krishna always has a smiling face, smeram anki. So see, we see Krishna like this, wearing golden pitambara dhoti, decorated with peacock feather, forest flowers, kunjamala, curly hair, natalesham, in dancing mode, having his hand on the and twirling a flower. Not imagine. Let's try to just memorize this verse. It may take 2 weeks, doesn't matter. But in overall scheme of things, if you are able to memorize this verse, and then every day remember this form of Krishna before we go to bed, then at the end of our lives, we may see this form of Krishna. How wonderful it would be. Now say like I come from Fiji, where the deity in the front altar, center altar is Krishna Kaliya. And so from childhood, we have been seeing Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya serpent and in such a beautiful form of the Lord. And so how nice it would be at the end of the lives to see this dancing form of Krishna on the hoods of the serpent. How can this happen? This can happen when prayashruta priyatamodaya karnapurnair, that we use our ears in hearing. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we sit to hear Srīmad Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita, we open up our ears and channel it towards the heart. Meaning we take some lessons. Okay, what do I get? What action items can we get from this? So we know that Srīmad Bhāgavatam now, the first canto, is concluded with Parikshit Maharaj asking this question. Please tell, O Shukdev Goswami, what is the duty of everyone at all the time, and especially for that who is about to die? And we all are about to die. So, Shukdev Goswami starts the second canto, which we will begin tomorrow. So please tune into the Zoom. And we'll have His Grace Sakirai Prabhu telling these important 5 verses. If we can just meditate in these 5 verses, then we can get serious about devotional service. Because these 5 verses, Shukdev Goswami, actually is enough to wake us throughout our life if we just meditate on these 5 verses. Thank you so much for your kind attention. We've got a bit overtime today because today is a special day. But at the same time, devotees have prepared prasadam as well. So Srīmad Bhāgavatam and devotional life is not dry. Although it may seem from outside all these people are miserable, but no. Nigam kalpataror galidam phalam. We have the desire tree. So whatever desire we want, it will happen. But it will happen in a much, much better way. We will enjoy in a much, much better way. But that enjoyment we don't want. Our focus is Krishna. And it is Krishna who wants us to enjoy. And therefore, by default, the devotee is always in pleasure and bliss. Even though he has no desire, his devotee's only desire is Mat prananathastu sayevanaparaha. Mat prananathastu sayevanaparaha. Mat prananathastu sayevanaparaha. O Krishna, whatever it may be, you are my worshipable Lord unconditionally. And Srīmad Bhāgavatam will give us that higher purpose for which we can aspire to live. And it will be higher than anything else that we may have come across in our lives. And any questions or comments, Bruce, Mataji's?
Which verse is that? The one you were explaining?
Srīmad Bhāgavatam, 10th Canto, 23rd chapter, 20 to 21.
Thank you.
And then few verses after as well.
Few things I want to share if you don't mind.
Please, yeah, take the mic. No, so that people in Zoom can.
So first of all, thank you for organizing this program, and everyone, thank you for coming. Is it difficult to come on Sunday morning? It's come 1.5 hours of drive, mainly to hear Srīmad Bhāgavatam, and he's going to leave right away. He's not going to wait for doshas. So, when we come in the morning, it's in the beginning it's a bit of struggle, but once we get used to it, it just becomes very, very beneficial to us. And Prabhupada actually, if we are real followers of Prabhupada, Prabhupada insisted on the morning program. He insisted on attending the morning programs. So even if we can't come every week, at least come once a month, that way, if devotees come regularly, the core devotees also get enthused. First week when we came, we were just 5 or 6 of us. Then last week there were some more, and today there are about 40, 50 of us. So this way, if you can't come every week, come alternate week, come once a month whenever you can. But just make it a point that we come for morning program right from Mangalarti.
And if we can add one thing, that we are all in different bhakti vrikshas. So if you can get your bhakti vrikshas, make a time that each bhakti vriksha once a month will come. So in that way, there are 7 bhakti vrikshas happening. So, every week if you come, that's well and good. But then at least you'll get opportunity for your new members of bhakti vriksha to have this experience from Mangalarti right through Bhagavatam and morning program.
Second point is, Srila Prabhupada, many of us, most of us here have got only one job, right? I was hearing a class recently where they were describing how Srila Prabhupada, he had 2 jobs. Does anyone know what those 2 jobs are? First one is, he will come for greetings darshan, give Bhagavatam class, give darshan to people, morning walks, attending programs, meeting the spiritual leaders. All of this was happening. That was the first job. The second more important job was his job which he did for us, which was translating the books. So the second job was how we have what we call, when we have the overnight job, what do we call it?
Night shift.
Graveyard shift. So that was, Prabhupada saved us from going to the graveyard. So that shift he did so that he can translate the books, and he left for us. So very important that we, of course, hear Srīmad Bhāgavatam, we read Srīmad Bhāgavatam, but there are other small books also. We should take out. Many times I tell the new devotees, just for one weekend, don't do anything else. Don't do anything else. Give that time for yourself to read one of the Srila Prabhupada's small books. Nectar of Instruction, Sri Shopanishad, Bhakti, The Art of Eternal Love. So many books are there, short, small books. You can take that. And third is, in the first canto, we heard a lot about death. And I'm going to share a class by His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. And that was we've heard about it quite a lot. The last class before he left. And the class is called Dying Before Dying. Now, in the first time when you hear, you might not understand anything. Second time, maybe a little bit. You have to hear it the class 2 or 3 times, actually to absorb, what he says. And he has a lifetime of experience in practicing Bhakti Yoga and sharing Bhakti Yoga and suffering from terminal cancer. So he is speaking from his wonderful realization right at the end of his life. So nothing more touching Because otherwise when we hear these things, we just don't pay attention. It's just theoretical. It's just very intellectual. We hear, okay, Parikshit Maharaj is going to die in 1 week's time. How many of us actually really take it very seriously? No. But when you hear a class like this, you really understand that he explains right from the beginning, from that first day when anyone enters this temple, till the time we leave our bodies. He says, the first time when we hear a class, Sambandha, Abhideya and Pravajana. Sambandha is establishing the relationship with the deities, but what is the goal? And during our life in Krishna consciousness, what should we do? And he says, die before dying. And how can we die every day? Not once, not twice, but every day. How can we die before dying? And that is so beautiful. It is very amazing class. So I would post that in the group, and I would request everyone to hear this. So please come regularly, hear and read Prabhupada's books, and hear this class. And one silly thought came to my mind when Prabhupada was describing, because I'm very tired now, I came from Mangalarti. So Prabhupada was describing Krishna having a long hair and all that. So I was thinking actually Krishna is the original hippie. I wake up, he's not the hippie, hippies, he made happies. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
There is one last verse which I forgot to recite about Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam describes the bodily limbs of Krishna. We have covered that. Two verses actually. Let's sing that and conclude. That'd be nice. Ekadashoyash Shalalata-pattam Shiropiyat Dvadasha eva bhati. The 11th is Krishna's forehead and the 12th canto is Krishna's head. Namami Devam Karunanidhanam. So we offer our obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has come in form of mercy, ocean of mercy. Tamalavarnam Suhitavataram. So his Tamalavarnam, color of a Tamala tree, Suhitavataram. And he has come for Suhit, our benefit, Avataram. Apara samsara samudra setum. So this samsara, cycle, ocean of birth and death, is insurmountable. It's apara. We cannot cross it. But Srīmad Bhāgavatam is samudra setum, is a bridge. So through that bridge, we can cross this cycle, ocean of birth and death. Bhajamehe Bhagavata Swarupam. So this Swarupa of Bhagavatam is Krishna himself, and he agrees to be the bridge through which we can cross this ocean of birth and death. And so let's always have Srīmad Bhāgavatam at the core of our lives. Jai. Grantraj Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.